Okay, so I'm Hayley Keeling, I'm head of geography at Kingdown School, and I'm going to talk to you about sort of 3 ways to kind of arrange your classroom. So I was thinking about sort of things that sometimes we maybe antagonise over and take a lot of time thinking about that actually we could maybe streamline. So the sort of first one, which sort of I imagine most of you have probably used, is a boy-girl seating plan. Okay, September, you know, you've got, if you're anything like me, you've got about 12 different classes. Okay, the easiest thing to do is just pop them all in, boy, girl, boy, girl. So it works pretty well with year 7 and 8 because they don't tend to like boys or girls at that point, and it's pretty quick and easy. Issue is, sometimes they end up next to the same person every single lesson, and you get the moan of, I'm not sat next to him again or her again. And then as they get older, you get the issue of hormones. In the past, I've had, unbeknown to me, ex-boyfriend and girlfriend sat together, don't like it very much, and then you find out right at the end of the year. When you get to know them a little bit better, you can sort of mix it up a bit, so you can look at ability then. So when you've got target grades, you can sit them. I normally put my sort of 4s at the front, 7s at the back. That means that you can then deploy your TA a little bit easier. If you've got your high ability at the back, you can give them extra tasks to do. Some of the disadvantages though, you need to have that target information and it does need to be fairly accurate. So you might find you've got a kid target of a 7, actually maybe they struggle in geography, happens quite a lot, they might need to be moved a little bit closer to the front, so it does need to be flexible. The other issue is if you put your top at the back, sometimes there is a risk that you might forget about them a little bit because they're quietly getting on with the work, they understand it, and then all your attention is at the front, especially if you don't have someone else to help you out. The third one, which I don't tend to seat them like this, but I might do it as a one-off lesson every so often, if I want to do some group work, is you get your experts. So in each group of tables, you've got somebody who is the expert, so somebody with the higher target. Another thing I've done in geography, we've got quite a lot of kind of numeracy-based stuff, so I have a look up how they're doing in maths, and I'll put a maths expert on the table. Works quite well, quite motivating, because sometimes a student that maybe doesn't think they're very good at geography is suddenly the maths expert on their table, and they're the person that's helping everybody else with the work. It means you can then support some and go and see your sort of ones that are struggling individually, but it does require a little bit of time. Okay? So if you've got a lesson and it's actually vital that everybody can get on, it's worth putting in that time and looking up that information. And the other thing is you might get dodgy mixes of students. You think that the 7's going to do a really good job of sort of supporting the lower one. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes they just don't want to talk to each other. They don't want to work together. That's kind of what we get with teenagers. So just kind of to summarise it really, don't spend too long deliberating over it. Okay? Maybe you need to change your room layout. Okay, that's for the rows. I've got triplets, I call them in my classroom, because I've got these bizarre triangular tables. Try and have a spare table as well if you can to sit a kid on if you have a behaviour issue. And don't be afraid to change it if it doesn't work. If you go in, you've tried it for one lesson and it's just a complete disaster, don't worry about it. Just change it next lesson, change a few students around, because you're never going to get it right first time. So that's my advice on seating time.